Right guys, bit of a different video here for you today. So I've got about 5 or 6 jobs I'm going to do on the house, and I'm going to do it myself. So you see me doing the gate, the bin shed, the log store where sort of tradesmen let me down, that kind of thing. There's some stuff that I let qualified tradespeople do, but there's some jobs I'm going to have a go at myself, and some of them are quite big jobs I'm going to tackle or try to tackle. And a lot of it's measuring, and a lot of it's like getting me sort of dimensions right and all that kind of stuff. So maths is not my strong point, believe me. So I got an email from a company called Milessey Tools, and they wanted to send me out one of these measuring lasery things. And at first I thought, what good is it to me? Then I thought of all the jobs I've got to do around the house, the cool sort of jobs and things like that. I thought, you know what, send it me, let me see if I can use it, and if I can work it, so can you, trust me. So they did send me out this, the Milessey S50. I'm not going to bore you with an unboxing, but what I'll do is I'll get it out of the box and I'll just show it you. I've watched a few other videos on it, but the sort of thing I would use this for, I'm a woodworker, and obviously I'm going to be starting getting into, this is like, it's going to be like DIY type thing as well. So anyway, this should come in handy, and like I say, if I can work it, so can you. So let me show you what's in the box. It's not an unboxing video, I'm not going to bore you with that, but just let me show you the tool anyway. Right, so this is the box. Right, so you've got like I'm going to cover that up, QR code there for the warranty, so you just do that, you can link it to your warranty kind of thing. You've got the user manual in here, this card here telling you what sort of laser it is, that kind of thing, I think. You've got little wrist strap, USB to USB-C, is that right? Am I getting really good at this tech stuff or what? And you've got your 2 rechargeable batteries. And then in here, you've got a nice hard shell case. And the tool itself. So they're getting a really good reputation, this company. I've seen some tools they've got like for measuring and all that kind of stuff, and you know, they seem quite good, so we'll put this one to the test. So first feel of it, it feels like an old sort of Nokia mobile phone, if that makes sense to you. It's got nice sort of robust, heavy duty, rubbery type plastic going round it. I'm sure if you sort of drop that, if you throw it, you're going to break it, aren't you? But if you know, if you sort of like bits of drops, that kind of thing, it's going to withstand that. So let's get the batteries in, let's get it up and running, and let's see what we actually got, and let's do some measuring. Right, so battery compartment. Nice and easy, slots in there, and then up, and that's it locked in. So it says on here, warning, do not charge non-rechargeable batteries. Now I've seen a few guys say, oh yeah, if you're out, just pop in a few batteries. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to forget you've got non-rechargeable batteries in it. So always make sure you've got rechargeable batteries in this tool. You don't want to break the tool, and you don't want to void your warranty. Let's switch it on. Ooh, we have lights. So one of the jobs I've got to do is, if you see that wall there, and then I've got to build a false wall in between there, and what I've got is I've got a gap, because that is next door's wall. So my idea is panel that out with some wood. It's the same as that there, and I need to get an exact measurement left to right and from the floor to that ledge there, and then I can build it off. So I'm going to be using pressure treated timber for that. So let's use the tool. Right, so I'm going to use the sort of laser measure to go from this point to that point. So it's, put it on. And there's the laser on that wall over there. Can you see the green dot? And that's giving me a measurement of 397 centimetres. So I'll write that down so I know it's 397 centimetres. That way it's just under, but just a rough guide. And then from the bottom, so I'm going, you can set this tool from the back of the machine or the front of the machine. You can do that in the settings. So I'm just going to go off the floor here. And that's, if you can see the dot there, that's as far as I'm going up to. And that is 236 centimetres. I will write all that down in my notebook. So this is all like preparation for, I can order me wood now. I can get a sort of accurate idea of how much wood, so it'll help you and save you money that way. I've been sort of guilty in the past of, like when I built the gate, I over-ordered, I've still got some left there. So it's really, that is just one case scenario. So let's go now and have a look at some of the other jobs I've got to do. Just while we're in my little work area, this is all getting tidied up and rejigged about, and you'll see videos of that coming up. But just to give you an idea of the space I'm working in, because sometimes in a video it might look a bit bigger or a bit smaller. So if I switch it on, and then I'm over there, so a 4.5 metre, that's just under 4.5 metres, so it's 4.5 metre by 2 3/4 metres, 275. So that gives you an idea of the space I've got to work in. And this is why I need to make one of the other projects, a big project which I may tackle myself. So come on, let's go. Right, another project I've got to do in the house is this door frame. It all needs renewing. Now, we had a parrot, look, and it ate the doors, it ate furniture. Honestly, there's a lot of work being done, but the thing was a wrecking machine. It really was. It was a cockatoo, you know, big, massive white cockatoo thing. It were crazy. So just to give you, so I'm going to tackle this. This is one of them jobs I'm going to tackle myself. So the door frame is easy and the inside, but it's the door that, you know, to make sure that I can get like the right size door, because it's all doors, different sizes, and I don't want to sort of like make it, you know, buy it too small or whatever. So just let me get an idea of how the door, how finger the door is. Needs to switch it on. It's got a good, it switches it off, this tool as well, when it, you know, when you put it down. So that's there. So that's 76.7 centimetres. And then I can come there. Hang on, I can just, let me get that. And that is 198.9. So off that, I can buy a door that's just a bit more oversized. So that there, the parrot door we call it, it's been destroyed. It's been like that now for about 3 years. It's time it needs done. And these are part of the jobs that need doing. And I would let down a lot of these jobs by tradesmen. So let's go on to the next one. Right, so one of the other things is the floor needs doing in this room. So just let's switch it on. So I've got that. So I can go from here, which is 4 meters and 88. And then I'm going to go from here Hang on, let's get that back. Which is 4 meters, 8 centimeters. So I can work out that how much sort of flooring I need to get a guy to come in and do it. I can't do it because I've got bad arthritis in me feet, so I can't get down low. But that gives me a real good indication of what it does. There's loads of features on this for professionals, and it's sort of splash proof and all that kind of stuff. What a really good tool that is. Right guys, one of the big jobs I've got to do is this is like a bit of the bottom section of the garden. We're fortunate enough, we've got a huge garden, and it's a big sort of job to do all the garden. So from this point here, where I've just marked it with this black paint, I need to be coming to there like that. So that is going to be the length of the shed that I want to build, and then by sort of a width. So what I've got to do is, I know I've got a drain down this way, and we've had massive problems with our drainage, so I want to keep away from it. So I've got that space there. So if I'm there like that, now this is going to be sort of a hand-built sort of custom size shed. This is not given on stone, but if you were going to do something like this. Right, so that's sort of like my bold outline there. So I'm just going to get a rough guide. So down there, if you have a look down there, I've just propped that board up so I can get a laser to go. So just to give you an idea, so measure sort of from here, from the back, which is there. If you have a look on that there, it's got from the back, but you can change that to the middle if you want to put it on a tripod, or to the front. I've got it set from the back. But if you see there, I've got it, I had it on that board. Whoa, where are we? Come here. So that's telling me that's 848 centimetres there, saying signal weak on there, but so 848 centimetres or whatever it was. I can then work out what sort of base I've got. I can then show this to like concreters and all that kind of stuff. So it just allows me, it gives me that benefit to sort of get these sort of, you know, these initial costings and that kind of stuff. So that's 403 centimetres. So 800 and something by 400 and something there. So that gives me a rough idea of what this is a really good gadget. I'm gonna be playing with this. So let's go back. What I'm gonna do. So there's some of the jobs I'm gonna do. There's much more jobs. I'll bring it in future videos. But I'm just going to show you a few of the features and run through a few of the features with you. But as you can see, it's going to come in super useful for me to use. So that is a super handy tool to have. So guys, what I'll show you now is just some of the sort of like features on screen you can use. A lot of this is for professional use, DIY use like me. Measure, stake out, cylinder volume, circular area, triangular area, trapezium, different trapezium, Pythagoras 1, the other one was Pythagoras 2, Pythagoras, 2 times indirect height, indirect length, volume, area, wall area, point to point. And if you noticed, it's sort of like really intuitive, and you can put this on a tripod. That's what I would say on some of these, put them on a tripod, and that's that. And then if you go to settings here, well, let's get to settings. Right, so you can change that from centimeters to inches. You can link it to an app, auto rotate, offset setting. Now I don't know what that is. I don't, to be perfectly honest, I don't know what some of the settings are on it, but it's got loads of features. Timer, background, so that's your background colour. I prefer it the way it is. You can make your text larger and smaller. You can have the beeper on, like I've got the beeper on, or you can have the beeper off. I find it useful having the beeper on. Digital level, so you've got a piece of wood or you want to check something's level, that kind of thing. Favourite function, and your language. And you've got like your history here. You've got this where you can go to the front and side. You've got a side level on it. There's your camera mount for the tripod. Sorry, not camera mount, tripod mount. So yeah, all in all, a good tool. Right guys, hope you like that little tour of some of the jobs I've got to do. So don't forget in the comments to let me know if you want to see them on videos. I'd like to do them. I am going to show you the one on the wall, but the door, the shed, that'll be early next year. I've got another project. It's the driveway. I may do that with somebody else that sort of half knows what they're doing. So let's see how it comes out. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. It's a bit of a different video. Don't forget to have a look at that Milessey tool. There is a code down below for you to go and have a look at it. Looks like it's really super handy. And you know, you got long distances and you just want to measure that kind of thing. But yeah, so thanks for watching. You're all amazing. Get building, get out in your garages and sheds and get building, guys. You're all fantastic.